Hi, welcome to Tang's Productions. Today I'm doing another video on foam rolling. It's important, especially when we're in a posture all the time, when we're sitting down or working at the office desk or reading a book. Our spine is usually like that. So we need foam rolling to extend it like this to get it back to its neutral position. Curvature at the neck, curvature at the thoracic, curvature at the lumbar spine and the sacrum. If you're not used to doing foam rolling, just make sure you take it easy, but it does hurt. So very gently put the pressure on enough to give you slight discomfort, but not to the point of pain. Otherwise your muscles just seize up, becomes quite protective, and you won't get the effect that we're after. So the whole point of the foam rolling is to relax the muscles, break up the fibers so it doesn't stick to each other. So they're running in bundles in parallel, the muscle fibers, and there's a fascia that wraps around it. The fascia is a white sheath of membrane, like when you buy chicken. You'll see when you take the chicken carcass or the chicken breast, you'll see a white thin film that wraps around the muscle, and that is fascia. We have it all over our body. It connects us from top to bottom, and it's one of the least researched but is up and coming medicine in sciences at the moment. So ideally you should really roll along the muscles, along the thoracic spine, along here. The highest peak we're about here. You roll, and after rolling you should really just rest on one point for about 2 minutes, because that way the muscles will start to relax. It won't go into a protective mode. It realizes it's safe, it'll relax. As you relax, you'll get into a better, extend your range, and it goes further and further. Ideally 2 minutes. 1 minute is a minimum. Moving on to the side of the back, working on the latissimus dorsi and the erector spinae and all the rear upper back muscles. This will give it a really nice decompression and to break any knots in the muscles. Now, this next exercise is a great way of releasing tension around the neck region, shoulder blade, and the upper back. Basically, you lie on the foam roller, make circular motion round and round, and you feel the lateral chain fascia and muscles all along the side here will start to stretch really nicely. And by making the circular motion, you'll work on all the muscles that surround the neck and the shoulder girdle. Working on the lower back, with the lower back on the lumbar spine, which is the last bottom curve of our lower back. That part there, you have to be a little bit more careful when it comes to foam rolling. I don't think you have to avoid rolling directly on the spine, but if you're not used to it, it's best to angle your body off slightly about 30 degrees, rotating your trunk 30 degrees onto a foam roller, so it actually rolls along the erector spinae, which is the large lump of muscle on your lower back, and roll up and down on that muscle. You can do exactly the same on the other side. Exercise, I'm focusing on the hinge between the sacrum and the lower lumbar spine, L5. Basically focusing on pelvic tilt, pelvic tilting posteriorly and anteriorly. By that I mean if you use the top of the hip point as your marker. When it goes forward, it's what we call anterior tilt. When it goes backward, is posterior tilt. And basically it just keeps that joint healthily moving, and it encourages the flow of the spinal fluid around that area, and blood flow therefore nourishes the joints in that area. The L5, S1, L3, L4 are typical vertebrae that degenerates over time. And it degenerates simply because we remain standing in a position for too long, and there's very little movement. The way the disc gets its nourishment is by the opening and closing its joint. So here's your vertebrae. If it opens that way, this will allow the disc more space, more fluid will flow if you go that way and the other directions. All of that motion creates a pumping action, like any joints. Any joints, whether it's knees or elbows, it requires movement to increase the circulation of the fluid and nourishing. Come to the end of the video, so please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, any questions you'd like to ask, please put it down on the comment below and I will respond to your comments. Do actually try to respond, because I'm not sure if I'm making the videos whether it's the right sort of topic that you guys want to watch. If there's anything you want me to discuss, please put it in the comments again.